Picked up snipes. Snipes reloading. Fire!
Sniper rifle in 10 seconds. Power weapons in 10 seconds.
Enemy grenade!
Game over. Victory.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We fine.
Yeah, feel good.
Here it comes,
incoming,
hit
man.
down low. Boom.
Oh yeah. What's good, everyone? BBKDRAGOON here, giving you my opinions of the Halo 5 beta after 1 week of play. There are 2.5 weeks left. I'll be doing one at the end of each week, or as consistently as I can. This is coming at you from the perspective of a Halo player who's been playing since Halo CE. I've played Halo multiplayer consistently since Halo 2. I had my 50 in Halo 4 pre and post reset, but I am not a tournament or competitive player, so I am not qualified to comment on this game from those standpoints. Know that I'm somebody who plays matchmaking very consistently, and I've been a Halo warrior for a dozen years or so. With that said, let's talk about what I like first. Finding games. Matchmaking worked very well for me. I found matches fast and easily, even when searching with the party as Sassy False. I did have a few sporadic moments where matchmaking took longer than like maybe a minute or two, but for the most part, it worked great out of the box, which was a big refreshing experience considering the Master Chief Collection matchmaking issues that we've been all going through for like the last 6-7 weeks. The loading screen into the match, I love how it's quiet and the silence that no music plays here. It's a really, again, nice change of pace. The map intro cinematic is awesome. When the game begins, you have 3 shots of the map and then your players walk up real cool like. It's like an anime. I love that. But it is a bit of an abrupt start for the match. It just cuts right away and the match begins. I would love some sort of a countdown timer. Back from the old paintball days, my favorite thing was a countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, getting that just adrenaline pumping up. Nothing huge, but something that pushes you into the match a little bit smoother, gets the hype up. Maps. Empire and Truth are the ones that are available right now. We'll get to experience a little bit more later in the beta. But they're awesome. They're small, and they're circular and easy to navigate. They promote traffic, with the exception of Truth to a little degree there, but they're small, way smaller than you would think. When I was watching initial video footage of the beta players, I thought they looked bigger than they actually are. No, they're actually quite small, circular, easy to navigate, and have sight lines that I appreciate a whole lot more than what we saw in Halo 4. So very well done on the maps. From what I've seen so far, love it. The movement, it's fluid and fun. As an old school Halo player, I really hated the idea of clamber, but they have made it feel smooth and comfortable. I still don't really like the idea of clamber just because I think there was a lot of skill in learning trick jumps, but I imagine we'll have some pretty cool options with jumping and clamber, and it's something that I don't think they should take out of the game just because I'm an old stick in the mud. They made it feel good, is basically what I'm saying. Thruster pack. I love the fact that when you thrust, it doesn't take you into the third-person perspective like it did in Halo 4. Instead, it keeps you in the first-person perspective. I will touch on thrust in the critique portion of this video because I believe it's a very strong ability. Weapons, for the most part, feel good. I have a few critiques I'll give in a moment. The lack of auto-aim here is awesome. It changes a lot, though. If you guys are unfamiliar, there's way less auto-aim in this game than previous Halos. Think Halo CE, even less perhaps than Halo CE. It's a very unique feeling. What this does, though, especially with the fact that Thruster Pack operates the way it does, it can create a lot of situations where strafe fights don't exist. Old school Halo strafe battles don't technically happen as often when a lot of players can just thrust right around a corner. There's a lot of escape options for players. I love that the shield doesn't regen while sprinting, and for the most part, with the exception of Thruster Pack, I don't really feel that Spartan abilities are too overpowered. Let's talk about some of the critiques and things that I would like to see changed. I mentioned Thruster Pack. Thruster Pack is an extremely good ability because it is an escape tool. In the hands of a really good Halo player, they can avoid death continuously with this as is because the recharge time is around 3 seconds. Now, this is just initial week opinions, but in all the matches I played that involved very competitive players, people who very much wanted to win, who knew what they were doing, it would make the game very slow and standoffish because you would get a player low and then they could thrust pack around the wall and then continue to thrust pack all the way during a single fight. And a single fight would be where a player's shield is lowered, you continue chasing him, but he can thrust pack so quickly, so back to back, that he can escape almost indefinitely. This is not an issue when you're playing a team who's just sort of experiencing the game. You have to understand during the beta time, a lot of new players just getting acquainted with the game right now. But if you've played with people who know what they're doing, This can slow the game down significantly, and I would love to see thrust pack reduced to what Nick Eli suggested, between 4 and 7 seconds for the recharge time. I think that would solve a lot of issues. The other thing that I have a problem with is the assault rifle is extremely effective at mid-range. I would like to see the effective range dialed back a bit. I see a lot of assault rifles winning gunfights against BRs at the mid-range. If this is intentional, okay. If it's unintentional, I'd like to see it fixed. The AR is not something that I don't think should be effective at mid-range or a viable option against a BR in that mid-range time. When your shields are popped, the sound effect is very loud. I'd like to see this reduced slightly. There's a really minor thing that I'd like to see changed, and that is when you're in the actual menu system and you back out of a menu, it's the same sound effect that plays when a game would start in previous Halos, and so this can be something that gets on your nerves very quickly. Visually and aesthetically, I love the way this game looks. Please don't change a thing. It's gorgeous, and I know that the beta is running in 720p. I can't wait to see what it looks like in 1080p. Superb visuals, and the way it feels is very, very nice. The ranking system is the real big thing for me. Something just doesn't feel right about how easy it is to actually get to the higher ranks. Getting to Onyx did not feel like a big accomplishment, nor does it feel like I'm playing players of a skill level that I would attribute to, let's say, like 40 to 45 if you're comparing old Halo ranks. Now, I was a 50 in Halo 4, pre and post reset, and I remember when you were playing basically 45 to 50, you had to fight very hard for those victories. In the beta, I haven't had those die-hard competitive tight end matches all the time when you're playing against other players who are Onyx or semi-pro. Something that I think needs to be addressed. I'm not saying make it harder, and I know this is the first go and test, and maybe the beta is a more limited audience, all this stuff, but something is askew with the way the ranking system works. It doesn't carry the value that it actually should. You know, if I'm playing Onyx matches, I should feel like I'm playing other players who are of a similar skill level, like 40 to 45, or semi-pro I think is like 45 to 48 or 49, and then pro being, of course, the 50s, or, you know, your top 200 players, or however it breaks down there. I know the spectator mode was probably not the focus of this beta, but I will just say it. I'd like to see wireframes for the players so you can see them through walls, and more tools for the spectators so they can see data or a map or some sort of overlay on screen. Again, that's something I'm presuming is not the focus here of the beta, and I'd rather just stick to the gameplay. Are there more things I could pander and talk about for forever? Absolutely, but everyone, 1 week is not long enough of playing this game to be giving detailed, you need to turn down this weapon damage or do X, Y, and Z. Give it more time, a few hundred hours more at the end of the beta, then we can give it all that she's got. But in the big, departments, the things that really matter, the huge deals, I think this is a really solid beta. I like the way the game feels way more than I thought I was, and I'm looking forward to continuing on the beta. You can leave your feedback down below. I'd love to read it. Have a very good day, and I will see you next week. BBKDRAGOON is out.